I almost feel more tired now that I'm on vacation than I normally would during a regular work week. But that's the way it goes, right? When you got when you have a gaggle of kids, you know, you get a troop, a team. Yeah, I guess I'm not as used to being around and dealing with them all the time as I was, you know. And I also think that sometimes when I'm around all the time, they get a little more like, you know, hey, Dad, pay attention to me, and then everyone's fighting for the attention, and they're fighting to, you know what I mean? They get a little souped up. But that's not the reason for the. I mean, I'm just saying, like, even having to go back and forth between the house and the hotel, and I mean, I slept at the house last night just because it's easier to, you know, go feed the dog and cat in the morning and then wait till late at night, go back and do it again, sleep there, then just feed them in the morning instead of driving back and forth. I'm doing, you know, I'd mostly be driving, so it's kind of nice. I slept in the bed at home alone, which sometimes isn't bad, you know. I mean, I'm used to sleeping next to my wife, but, you know, stretch out, get all the AC. But, I had this theory, so I need to get this theory out before I forget it, and I'm going to do it here. So, you know, like, the idea of luck, good luck, bad luck, probably it's more of a perception thing, how you perceive things are going, and so on and so forth. But I also wonder if there are certain things that can kick these ideas off, right? Now, a couple months ago, about 3.5 months ago, when I got into my accident and totaled my car, I definitely had a good month and a half where I was on this kick of like, wow, I'm just happy to be alive. You know, I'm so glad worse things didn't happen. Ha ha ha! And I rode that wave for a while, you know what I mean? I was like, oh, wow. I had a new lease on life, I guess. Hi, what's going on? Veremenkino Johan Veremenkino. And things seemed to go pretty well at that time, right? But eventually, that energy starts to dissipate. Your feeling of like, oh, I'm just glad to be alive, and then the grind sets back in, which is something that I always have trouble with. You know, there's the hunt and the grind, and the grind is always this thing that, you know, I struggle with. Well, you know, it kind of seemed like recently things started going bad again. Just no matter where I turn, this and that wasn't working out the way I wanted to, even though, you know, sometimes you do all the work in the world and things just don't turn out. And then sometimes you don't have to do much and things are just working. And I'm like, man, how does that quantify? Like, is it even quantifiable? Well, I'm wondering if, so how do I put this? Like, when I got in that accident, technically, if you go by physics, there was another universe created where I'm dead, right? Every decision, every action actually did happen. You're just experiencing the one that happened to you. But, you know, so it's like every time you have a near-death experience, you're now creating more matter and energy, right? Is that... I mean, technically, if you think about it, you could die every second, so is every, you know, but seriously, if you have a close call, you have something where, man, if things had gone just a little bit that way or this way, you had been in a place 2 minutes later or 2 minutes before, and you would have perished, and you didn't. Now there's enough energy created in that moment to create another universe. Now, what if you could take that energy and bring it back into yourself? And not create that universe, but use that energy inside, right? And create your own good luck, or actually it's like you've created a world, but you take that back and you use that creative force in this world. Is that possible? Or, and this is the theory, I just came up with that part of the theory, but more so, if you have a close call like that, is it possible that it changes your fortune? Like if you're in a bad way, you're in a bad luck pit, and then you have a near-death experience, could it actually turn it into a good luck arc? Now, I'm not saying it's one-to-one. You know, you're having a bad time, so you need to go find a near-death experience, and then you're going to be doing well. It could make it even worse, right? You could have a near-death experience, and all of a sudden, you're getting an even darker, deeper pit. See, I don't want people thinking, oh yeah, well that sounds like a great idea. Now I'm going to seek out near-death experiences so that I can change my fortune. Might not work exactly like that. But again, for some people, it may take that sort of experience in order to kick off a good time in your head. You know? Because that's what it seems like happened to me. And I'll tell you, last Tuesday, not this, last Tuesday, I had band practice. And I had to get home at a certain time so the wife could go to work. And she's like, make sure you get there this time, because, it takes about a half an hour or whatever to get there, and I don't want to be late. Okay. Well, I dilly-dallied a little bit at rehearsal. And I'm rushing to get home. I run down the stairs. I get in the car, and I'm driving, and of course I get stuck behind this person that's doing the exact speed limit. And I'm like, oh my God, like 30 down this road that, I mean, come on, you always do 40 on, come on. So I'm like, and I'm mentioning, no. They end up turning at a certain point, and I'm like, okay, here we go. And I fucking grind. I grind into that freaking gas pedal. Going. And I'm going at a good clip. And then I know there's certain spots where I had to slow down because there's like a police station and there's this, or whatever. And then eventually I get to this one spot where there's a straightaway and it's kind of near my house. And I know I've just crossed into a town, and I'm like, okay, here I'm before I even get there, I'm thinking I can unload right here. I can go a little bit faster, and I do it. I speed up an extra 10 miles an hour and almost lose control of my car. Like, I can say, and part of me is like, oh yeah, that's why the speed limit isn't more here. It's just the way it's built, there's even like a certain roughness to that spot in the road. And I swear, at one point, I did this little move, and I was like, dude, I almost just ate it. Like, great, that would have been awesome, right? Trying to get home in time, and then just completely, crash, smash. No one would have known what would happen to me. Well, I mean, someone would have seen it eventually. Within probably 10 minutes, but that doesn't mean they'd be able to contact the people I know within 10 minutes. Just one of those things of like, it made me jump, and I'm like, oh my God, oh, holy shit, I almost lost control right there. That would have been really bad. And there's trees all along. There's even a graveyard over near there. I'm like, oh. And but I swear, that happened. And not that I had a new lease on life, but all of a sudden, it just seemed like certain things were going a little better for some reason. Like a little easier. I didn't need to push as hard for things to happen like I wanted them to. I'm thinking, wow, did I just... Because I had this spark of creation, maybe... here you go. Something like that happens, you create a new dimension, universe, whatever. And let's say that the one you just created is a good one. Right? Actually, the things that are happening in that universe or whatever are positive. Oh man, I think I went the wrong way. Are positive, and now you're being rewarded. It's like, hey, thanks for creating this really cool, great universe that now is going to benefit all of creation. So, you know, here you go. Here's a little bit of that positive energy back, buddy. Yeah. Huh. And let's say, on the other hand, you create a new universe dimension, and it ends up being a piece of shit. You can never really tell. Just like kids. You can never tell if they're gonna be a good egg. You can try as much. You can try to raise them as well as you possibly can, but that doesn't mean shit. So yeah, what do you think of that theory? Hello, gang. Hello, yeah. I'm just being a weirdo. I just had some theory that I had to get out because I gotta document it. Because you know these things keep coming, and then eventually they get buried, and then it's like, wait, what was I thinking before? I had a theory, but now I can't remember. What was it? Oh no, it's gone. Oh no. Is this the right spot? Yes, this is where I was supposed to go. All right, well, ciao. Yo, nice, bro. You best YouTube. Thanks, Sigma. Thanks. I guess. You trolling? You trolling me? You can't troll the troll. You can't troll the troll who trolls the trolls. Motherfucker.